This is the GenMachine R9 mini PC. It's without a doubt one of the best finds I came across and boasts some incredible specs. Ryzen 9 with up to 4.7 GHz of speed, DDR5 RAM with a speed of 4800 MHz, not one but two NVMe Gen 4 slots, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, two Ethernet ports, and a bunch of USB-A and USB-C ports. I came across it a few weeks ago, and it seems like the perfect timing to check out this type of computer, especially with how popular they have become. But the question now is it worth the risk buying a computer from AliExpress? Well, this is what we'll attempt to answer in this video. We will unbox, test, share a few tricks and tips, and even mistakes to avoid. Let's go! The short answer is absolutely yes. It most certainly is worth checking out, especially with a price tag of just $322. Let's quickly see what's in the box. The packaging is nice and shows attention to details. In the box, you get the mini PC, we'll come back to it in a second, an HDMI cable, a metal bracket to attach the PC to the back of your monitor, a 20-volt 5 amps power supply that delivers up to 100 watts of power. The mini PC measures at 13 by 12.8 by 4 centimeters or 5.11 by 5 by 1.57 inches and weighs in at 572 grams or 1.26 pounds. The PC upper shell is made out of metal. On the front, you have the power button, a USB-C 3.2 port capable of delivering power, audio, video, and data, headphone jack, and two USB 3.0. On the sides, you have mesh grills for air intake, and on the back, you have two HDMI ports, one USB 4, also capable of delivering power, audio, video, and data, and can also support external GPUs. Next to that, you have two USB-A ports, two 2.5 GB Ethernet ports, and then you have the power port. Taking it apart is fairly easy. With just 4 screws on the bottom, you are greeted with two NVMe slots, both capable of handling Gen 4 speeds and a storage of up to 2 TB each, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth card, dual DDR5 RAM slots for a combined max memory of 64 GB. You also have an additional fan header if you're not happy with the thermals. But after testing, I found that the existing fan can get loud, and adding a second fan will probably turn it into a massager. I picked up the stripped down version of the most powerful one of the lineup, the R9, for $220, but without the NVMe and RAM they come with. I managed to shave off $40 from the price tag, but that was not the goal. NVMe's and RAMs from lesser known brands tend to fail more often than not, and I didn't want to go through the risk of losing my data. But this is where I made the first mistake. I had my RAM and SSD from Lexar and Crucial ready on arrival, but I had to install my own copy of Windows, which is perfectly fine as I have done it in some previous builds, and it's actually recommended just to get rid of bloatware or any other harmful software. The total cost to bring the machine to life was $322. This was during the sale. You can expect to find the Ryzen 9 8GB RAM with 256 GB of storage for about $380, which is anywhere from 50 to 100% cheaper than similar devices on the market. Where is the mistake, you might ask? Well, it's the drivers. Once I finished setting up Windows, I realized that both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth were not working. Luckily, I have extensive experience in fixing computers, and I managed to find the required drivers on the GenMachine support page. If I had to do it all over again, I would probably pick up one with an NVMe with Windows installed on it, just to get a peek of what drivers are installed. Once updates were done, I tested it for the first time, and man, what a beast of a machine. It just chews through small tasks, opening Windows, jumping from one program to the other, surfing the web with multiple tabs open, closing and opening applications on a 43-inch 4K monitor is buttery smooth. Just so you understand how fast it is, it boots up from an off state to the lock screen in about 13 seconds. When running normal day-to-day tasks, like responding to emails or watching YouTube videos, it's indistinguishable from my main PC. Now, this is not a gaming PC, but I went ahead and tested some games just to see how they would perform out of curiosity. I had low hopes even though AMD is known to have better integrated graphics. I started with Crash Bandicoot Remastered and the performance was okay. At a resolution of 720p, I was averaging about 30 frames per second. In fact, it was playable to the point I got carried away for a few more minutes. At 1080p, the frame rate drops to about 20, which is less than ideal. CSGO also worked at 720p with an average of about 15 to 20 FPS, but other, more graphic-intensive games refused to work altogether, like Forza Horizon 5. Remember, these are very graphics-intensive games. As for the NVMe, it was a straightforward test, and it scored very high on both reading and writing, with the highest score being close to that of the SSD max speed. One of the most important things for me when buying a PC is power consumption. That's because if you do it right, the PC will pay for itself in savings. My desktop requires about 150 watts just idling, while this mini PC on the same state need about 10 watts only, or 70 to 80 watts under full load. Responding to emails or browsing the web or any other light task other than editing doesn't make sense on a full desktop PC with a dedicated graphics card. That's like killing a mosquito with a hammer. So factoring the cost of power saving using the mini PC over several years easily justifies the purchase. Now, since we know no product is perfect, the GenMachine is no exception and has some minor flaws. Aesthetically speaking, I love the way it looks. The silver finish looks magnificent. But unfortunately, it tends to pick up dust and dirt very easily due to the nature of the finished product. The overall build is far from the best. The LED power light looks like it was made in a rush. The unit comes with some rubber feet to offset it from the surface of the desk. They're designed to go over the screws, which is not a good choice since the PC is upgradable and you will need to take it apart from time to time to replace parts, thermal paste, or just to give it a quick clean. The fan is a bit loud. I managed to improve the fan noise by simply using a good thermal paste, but it's still noticeably loud. If you're just surfing the web or watching YouTube videos, the fan rarely turns on. But when it does, it can be annoying, especially when it's right next to you. You can still use it as a media device as you will probably keep it at a distance and the TV sound will drown the noise. This is a fantastic mini PC and I would gladly recommend it to anyone who wants to build a nice workstation, media center, browsing the web, or even light gaming. The combination of a powerful CPU, a fast DDR5 RAM, and a Gen 4 NVMe helps this PC compete and hold its own with the best of the best. It's super lightweight and that makes it easy to travel with. And I love the fact that the power supply is the size of a smartphone charger. Compare that to my Razer laptop. Since it's also capable of handling power, display, and data through a single cable, it's ideal if you want to keep a clean and one cable setup. And since it's capable of receiving power through USB-C, you're not out of luck if you forget to bring the original power supply. If you're adventurous enough, you can get a GPU adapter and connect it to the second NVMe slot, and you're likely to get some incredible results with the Gen 4 speeds. The price is just the cherry on top. Since it's not a very well-known brand, they've only sold less than 50 units at the time of posting the video and have a perfect 5 stars rating. The official GenMachine seller has been incredibly helpful and the shipping took less than a week. I love the fact that it sits perfectly in between the shelves of my monitor riser, inconspicuously like some innocent, mediocre machine. And I think they killed it on the design. Minimalist, modern, and sleek. I will leave a link if you wish to get one for yourself, and I'm happy to hear your feedback in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, you will also enjoy my voiceover playlist. That's all for today. I'll catch you in the next one.